What's going on, everyone? It's Crypto Winter Bull back with another video. Today I'm doing a video on a request. Somebody in the comments mentioned they would like to see how to buy and store Hex. So I'm going to do this on how to buy Hex, Hedron, Icosa, Maximus, and a few other things, as well as some crypto safety, and kind of a recommended t-share rate for when you stake. And I'll also go through how to stake Hedron and Icosa. So before I start, I just want to say thank you to everyone who is liking and subscribing to my channel. It really motivates me to keep doing this, and it's honestly been a lot of fun helping the community get information on new projects and things that I like. I only talk about things that I personally am vested in and think are very interesting with future potential. I won't ever take endorsements or like when people pay you to show their shitcoin. I'll never take money to do that. So you can assure that this channel is going to only be things that I personally are interested in, are invested in, and I believe that have good product market fit and good potential. So anyways, let's get into it. Um, so the first thing I want to talk about is safety. So when you have something like a MetaMask, and you're not attached to a ledger, basically this is called a hot wallet. Um, so within this hot wallet, you can have multiple accounts. Um, so basically, what you do is you really should get a ledger, because that protects your your crypto from a possible hack on your computer. Um, Now, it won't protect you against if you click on some sketchy DApp and you like approve to spend all your coins and then it pretty much empties your wallet. So always use safe applications. Basically, if you don't trust it, don't use it. If you want to use it, just make a brand new MetaMask with a brand new seed phrase, and you can play around with those sketchy apps if you want to. I don't recommend it. I only use the front ends that I trust, and I will go through some of the front ends that I trust later on in the video. But basically, once you have a ledger, and you have it set up, what you do is you come down here and you click connect hardware wallet, and then you click ledger or trezor, whatever you have, and then you click on it, you press continue, and then when it's plugged in, it'll say pair nano S, and then you would click it, click connect, and now that account is paired to your ledger. So now what you can do after is, like, let's say you have all of your ledgers up. You can basically just, so these are some of my accounts. Um, you can basically, like, just open up new accounts with that ledger, and now you have more addresses on that ledger. It's just if you want to break up your funds and stuff like that. But you absolutely, positively should have a ledger or a trezor. I like a ledger just because they're a little bit cheaper. You can buy multiples of them. A trezor is more secure. It's a more secure on the hardware side. But if you don't want to spend too much money, a Ledger Nano S is about $90 Canadian. So, like, just buy one. If you're gonna invest any money, uh, just buy one. You'll thank yourself later. Because basically what could happen is, like, let's say you put like $1,000 and you're just using like one of these hot wallets. Let's say you buy some Hex, and now all of a sudden that Hex is worth 25,000, right? Oh fuck! Go to log in. Oh fuck! Somebody hacked my computer. I misplaced the words somewhere. Um, it's good to make multiple copies of your seed phrases. I recommend at least three. But also I use something called called a crypto tag, and it punches your seed words into steel, so that is fireproof and all that good stuff. So just do some research on crypto safety. I won't get too much into it because there's tons of videos out there, and a lot better videos than what I could make on it. But just take security very seriously, because you'll regret it later if you don't. But so once you have your crypto on your ledger, preferably, um, and you want to buy some Hex. So first thing we gotta do is find an exchange. So the best way to find an exchange is to go like say Uniswap on Nomics. So go to Nomics and then type in Uniswap. And it'll take you, there'll be like a bar in here that has exchanges. So you just click V3 and then you scroll all the way down, and this is where you're going to find the link. So you're going to find the link right here. So you click on that and then launch app. So this is Uniswap. So now I'll show you another exchange that I like using, and it's called Matcha. So you type in Matcha here. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, find the exchange, matcha.xyz. So I personally, if I'm on mobile, I'll use Matcha. Also, if I want to set limit orders and stuff, you can use Matcha as well. But for this purpose, for this video, I'll just show you how to use Uniswap, just because it's the most basic. So first thing you do is you select whatever currency you want to swap out. So let's just say USDC. Now let's say I want to buy Hex. Oh no, Hex isn't on there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Nomics and I'm going to type in Hex. Click Hex. And now you come down here to where it says contract. Where it says contract, copy that contract. And now you're going to paste that contract into the token bar. So now you can swap for Hex. So basically, once you go and buy, before you make the swap, it's going to ask you to do an approval. So you're going to have to do an approval to spend your USDC. It'll cost you about like a couple bucks. And then you're able to do the swap. So now you've bought some Hex. Now you want to buy some Hedron. So another way to find the contract address is to come in here to DEXscreener.com. Search Hedron. So these solid Ethereum ones are mainnet, and then these light color ones here, that's ETH proof of work. And then this symbol here is ETH fair. So just keep that in mind. So we're on mainnet, so we want V3. And now down here where it says Hedron, so this is going to be the contract address for Hedron right down here. So we're going to copy that. Come back over to Uniswap. Paste the contract address in. It doesn't have a symbol, but that's the correct one. It's been hard for me. I haven't been able to figure out how to keep the Hedron symbol on there. But it is Hedron. So again, if you want, so now if you've already done the token approval spend for USDC, you won't have to do it again. But just keep that in mind. So now, once you've typed in how much you want to buy, $100, you're gonna do the swap. You're gonna pay the gas, but you're not gonna be able to see the tokens in your MetaMask. So what you're gonna do again is to see them in your MetaMask. You got to import the token. So right down here where it says import token, you're gonna click that. Custom. Paste the Hedron address in there. And click add custom token. And import. So now your Hedron's in there. So now you want to see your hex. So you do the same thing. Grab the contract. Go back to your MetaMask. Import token. Custom. Paste the address in. And boom. Now when you do your swaps, you'll be able to find your tokens. So the same thing goes with all the other ones. If you want to do Maximus, right? Maximus. Click on it. Grab the Maxi contract. Come back into MetaMask. Import. Custom. Paste. Boom. Done. So your Maxi is now visible. So that's basically how you use Uniswap. All the other DEXs are going to be the same. For the most part, you'll have to do like an approval and stuff like that. And Matcha actually, Matcha is a lot easier. Like I want to find Maximus. So Maximus isn't on there, so you're gonna have to buy that on Uniswap. But if you're just buying Hex, it's right there. So it's very easy to find. And also, if you want to use Matcha but you can't find it, just literally, like let's say you want to buy Maxi on Matcha, you just come over to Matcha and you paste the contract address in. It's not working. Oh, there it is. Oh, come on. It's being slow. So yeah, just paste it in. And boom. So yeah, that's how you do it. It's very easy. You know, you just got to do it a few times and then you will figure it out. So now that you've purchased your hex that you want to purchase, now you might want to stake some of that. So the two front ends that you can use to stake that I like using is either Hedron, so app.icosa.pro, and what that allows you to do is make HSI encapsulated stakes. So if you want to use the Hedron protocol and like borrow Hedron on your HSI stakes or sell that HSI stake to get Icosa, this is the app that you're gonna use to make the stake. You can do native hex stakes on here, but I like using go.hex.com to make my regular native stakes. So this is a pretty easy app to use. And you know, I don't really use anything else for doing native stakes. So this is my go-to. I'll leave all these links in the description as well. So now you've bought your hex and you want to stake it. So basically, um, this my rule of thumb for staking is if I'm doing a stake for less than 3 years, um, I want to make it at least one T-share. Anything less than a T-share is just it may not be worth it to end that stake because of the gas prices. Um, so basically, try to get at least one T-share for less than a 3-year stake. So, um, let's see what 10,000 hex will get me for 1 year. So that'll be half a T-share. Now let's say 720 days, 720. Okay, so let's try 20,000 hex for 365. So basically, like around 20,000 hex is gonna be just under one T-share. So like 21,000 hex for a year, or it might be like 18,000 hex for 2 years, and you know, I honestly wouldn't go anything less than 3 years. So for a 3-year stake, I would try to get like bare minimum at least a half a T-share. Um, but like that's like bare minimum. If you can do more, I definitely would recommend doing more. But I wouldn't go any less than at least half a T-share. So let's see what 20,000 hex gets us for a 3-year stake. So that'll be 1.3 T-shares. So let's see if we can do 15,000. So 15,000 gets you one T-share. 10,000 gets you 0.6. So honestly, like a 10,000 hex stake for 3 years, 0.66 T-shares. Like if you can do more, obviously do more. If you can do less, if you can't do more, then try to get at least half a T-share. Um, and for a 5 to 10 year stake, at least try to get a quarter of a T-share. So let's see what 10,000 hex would be for 5 years. 0.25. So the longer you stake, the less hex you will need to acquire T-shares. So you could probably get a quarter T-share. Yeah, so like 8,000 hex will get you 0.6 T-shares. 5,000 hex will get you just under, let's try 6,000. So like 6,000 hex stake for 5 years will get you about a half a T-share. So I honestly, at these moments, I wouldn't do less than that. You can do just like a quarter, um, but you know, the gas is going to be so much to end stake these things. So here I'll show you. There's the gas calculator that dipcatcher came out with. So let's just do 11. So 3-year stake. So 1095. Let's say gas is 20 Gwei. And 3 years from now, let's say ETH is at, let's say it's at like 16K or so. So that means it would cost you 822 USD to end stake that. So you have a 6,000, or here, I'll go back to my 3-year stake. So I staked 10,000 hex. I got 0.66 T shares, staked it for 3 years. And it's going to cost me 822 US dollars to end stake that, approximately, if all these parameters are met. So 10,000 hex. So this is a good calculator app for hex. You just punch in the amount of hex, the number of days, and your price prediction on what it will be at the time of maturity. So let's just use 56 cents because that's the old high. 3 years, 1,095 days. Calculate. So basically, that will be $8,204, and it's gonna cost you about 10% of that to unstake it. So, anything less than that, and it's really eating your margins. So that's why I'm recommending that you really try to get at least half a T share for stakes that are like 3 to 5 years, and a full T share for stakes that are less than 3 years. You just don't want to be bit in the butt by the gas fee. Because during this time, like, what happens if Gwei is like fucking like 50? Well, now it costs you like $2,000 to end stake that. And if you don't end stake it, you're just bleeding out, right? So just be very mindful of the gas cost if you're doing native stakes. Because you don't want to run into a situation where, you know, you have like a $4,000 stake and it costs you like 1,000 to unstake it. So you just want to save up. Like if you can't afford a T share for 3 years or under 3 years, maybe split your hex stake up, or just do one hex stake for three plus years or 5 years, and make sure that you have ETH that will cover that. So like right now, 0.128 ETH is probably like around 120 US dollars. So you know and if ETH goes to 16,000, well, that's how much it's going to be worth. So you just got your unstake for $120. So just be very mindful of the costs associated with unstaking. And that's kind of why there's projects like Maximus, the pooled staking, where you can just buy the token, and then at the end of the term, you can just go in, pay a small gas fee to redeem your tokens and get your hex back with the yield. So that's a very gas efficient system. So if you're scared of not being able to afford the gas cost to unstake, um, definitely look at some of the Maximus DAO projects. Um, so I kind of went through everything I want to. The last thing I'm gonna go through is how to stake your Hedron and Icosa. So to stake Hedron and Icosa, you're going to come to app.icosa.pro. Hold on, I'm just waiting for my. So app.icosa.pro. After you've bought your Hedron, you come to the Icosa tab here, and you'll see Icosa staking and Hedron staking. So to stake your Hedron, you click create new Hedron stake, type in the amount of Hedron you want to stake. It'll tell you how many stake points you have, and then you have to approve the contract to spend. So I usually just spend exact, and that'll cost a couple bucks, and then you can stake your Hedron. So, and the same thing goes for the Icosa as well. So how these pools work is you get a certain amount of stake points, and the stake points are based on the amount of sorry, I'm not too sure how the stake points are based, but I know that once you stake in the pool and you end stake, so you withdraw your funds, all of your stake points are essentially burned. So if you try and come back into the pool with the same amount of Hedron, you're not going to get as many stake points. So what I'm doing is I'm just staking once, and then so I stake my initial right when the protocol opened, and I'm not end staking until I'm actually ready to withdraw my yield from that. Basically, it stops people from kind of compounding rapidly, and you're always getting diluted if you end stake constantly. So you can just add more to your stake, and then it'll calculate the stake points at the new rate, and they basically just add on to your initial stake points, and that's how it works with both pools. So that is basically how you buy Hex Hedron. I didn't go through Icosa, but I showed you how to find the contract addresses, how to stake Hex, and just kind of some basic rules of thumb when it comes to figuring out how long and how much Hex you want to stake. I'll leave this gas calculator in the description because it's very, very useful. You just kind of play with the variables and stuff like that, and it'll spit out a price for you. But that should be everything. I'll do a Zen video when Zen drops. But that's it for now. So thank you guys. Please like and subscribe if you found value in this video. Once again, thank you for almost getting. I didn't get a chance to say thanks for 100, but now we're almost at 200 subs. So thank you to everybody who is liking and subscribing. It means a lot. Now let's get to 200 subs. And basically I'm gonna do a fairly decent giveaway once I hit 1K. So let's get to 1K. It's been a fun journey. Crypto Winter Bull out.